Folding one definitely like is more convenient than this, like the whole thing. But this is like smaller and more convenient to like hold it up. I think I like this one a lot better just because it seems like there's a lot less material used, so that's kind of environmentally responsible. Also, that I believe this is foldable, so it's even more compact in terms of space-wise. I think it looks more like a designer product, but it's a nice appeal, makes you want to use it. Well, this one doesn't really communicate that.
There's only 3 things it does. You could really reduce the amount of space. For this one, it seems like it could be better for more advanced cooks. You can either choose to steam or grill based on whatever function you want to set it to. However, I do think this one's easier for like novice cooks.
When you're controlling things, you want to just like make it as simple as possible. It's better functioning, but it's just a better looking. I feel like the better one will probably be this one right here. Just because I feel, I personally, in my opinion, the one with the two knobs that look exactly the same is a bit more confusing to me than the one where you can just press the button to select your cooking process and then change the temperature and the time accordingly.
So I like this option band because it clearly shows that you can choose which cooking method you want to choose, the steam timer or the grill. While this, it's not so obvious at first. I prefer the one knob when you can just select your options. It's very similar to kind of microwaves that have the one knob, opposed to putting like a knob for every single function.
This one definitely does have more give. You can stretch more. I'm gonna assume these are about the same length in terms of unstretched. However, this one also doesn't have a lot of tangling to it. So I think this one would all around be a better card.
These two are the same length, and for this one, you can extend it. It's like a spring. You can stretch it, and you can be much longer. It's kind of like a wire on a telephone. It could like tie up at some point, sometimes. So this one takes less space. I won't do like a tie up or those complicated stuff. So I like this one better. I prefer this one a bit better, but just the only problem I have is that this might be a bit harder to clean, use a bit more material and things like that. But other than that, I think it's all good. I also feel like you might have to look into the manufacturability of these, for especially power cords, because the power cords are quite thick as well. So I'm not sure how well it is for them to be nice and curled up and then be like extended like this, because I know I've seen these in telephones, but I have never seen them use on a power cord.
This one, while it does benefit the longer lengths, it has a tendency to get caught up in a lot of things. If for some reason something gets caught in one of these coils, it could yank on it and get in the way.
Going to assemble the steamer and create 2 compartments inside one steamer. That's one, and that's...
Oh, it's you.
2. And now you have 2 compartments. Now, if you want one giant compartment, but this thing keeps falling down, this is what you do. Put this thing, and you put it right here, and then take this thing, and you put it right here. For benefits is that you do get variety. If you want to steam one vegetable, want to keep things to one side opposed to the other, like when I cook 2 different foods for 2 different times, you don't have to mix them up together. These things could fall out, the whole thing could collapse. You could find some way to secure them better.
I had to use it first, so I don't know how this works. I mean, it's definitely a cool idea for something like this to be collapsible. But my problem with this is just oh, there's magnets on this. Yep, are these supposed to be magnets?
Yep.
Okay, so I think the magnets could probably work a little bit better because like right now it's snapped like this, but then what if it's like that and stuff like that? So there should be like additional support just to make sure the user definitely just snap on just the right way. Okay, so one thing I feel like that should be really you should really add for this design, that there should be grippy feet on the bottom. Some kind of grip on the bottom is the steamer, because I'm trying to do this one-handed. If I'm pushing it around, it's kind of moves around like this, so it's kind of make it harder for me to put the separators inside the steamer. But other than that, I think it works well.
Just one concern is, how would you make it watertight?
Well, I'm not sure if I would actually take out the safety fence when the grill is still working. I could touch this thing and burn myself. I would only take it out with the safety fence. At least then I could kind of limit my chance of actually touching the hot grill in the first place. I would like to see this kind of extend, or this thing to be covered in any way, so that I won't even touch these sides at all.
When I first look at it, it definitely looks safer. I mean, if you just put one thing here, it's nothing else. If you put something more, like psychologically looks safer. One problem I do think it's a grilling pan, and it's heavy. It's made of metal. There's something that makes it even heavier.
It definitely gonna make me feel a lot safer because without the safety handles, I think the only way for me to remove the actual grill inside probably with a mitten, just because the whole thing goes be piping hot. So and I like the fact that it's all surrounded the whole grill pan because that means I can take it through anywhere I want.
I feel like it could be communicated more better that it's a handle. It doesn't really look like you would need to grab on this. So maybe incorporating some kind of design element.
You have bigger hands. You could be touching the heating element before you actually grab the handles. The potential issue I see is that if you're trying to take food out of it, and if you're trying to pour it, if there's no locking mechanism or something that keeps it in place, because to remove it you have to just pop it up. If you're pouring it, it could become, it could potentially fall out along with the food. So I feel like this thing is quite big, but I suppose for any appliance that generally is that size. So I can try to find a storage for it. So just place it in. If I was taking it out, yes. Place it here.
I think it's too big stuff, so it's pretty fitable anywhere. So I would put on the top of the fridge.
In terms of size-wise, I feel like it's just a normal size, maybe a bit smaller than your average indoor grill. So I'm pretty comfortable putting this honestly anywhere. I can put it, like, for example, in my kitchen here. I can put it on top of the microwave.